comes Nigerian Queen. Free Mind on Voice in the Streets on WAOK. Your man Xavier Brand on MIC with my guy.
Oscar McCall.
All right, and so let's get into it. We just were having a conversation last break about, matter of fact, Austin, tell the people what just happened.
Michael B. Jordan and OG Delroy Lindo, great actor, were at the BAFTA Awards. That's the British Film Awards, I want to say. The British Film Awards.
Yes.
They were there. They were giving a speech for, I don't actually know what award they were winning or if they were presenting something else.
I think they were presenting.
They might have been presenting for somebody else. When someone, well, what's his name? I'm trying to get his name right. BAFTA Film Awards host Alan Cumming thanked the audience for their understanding after a series of audible outbursts from Tourette's campaigner, John Davidson, who interrupted the ceremony. Now, John has Tourette's, and John shouted out in the middle of Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo either giving an award or receiving an award. He shouted out the N-word and the B-word.
And we're going to put it right here in the clip so you can hear it.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate.
Okay, yeah,
audio,
we'll put it in the clip so you can hear. He shouted out the N-word and the B-word, and this has gone viral. It happened maybe like an hour and a half ago, and this is now going viral. Tourette's is trending.
Okay.
Now, if I'm being 100% honest, when I first saw it, I chuckled. I thought about South Park. It gave me a quick little laugh. And then I realized, people are very upset by this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I laugh is because I just wrote it off as the guy has Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disorder. I didn't really try to read into it, but people are very upset. My people in particular are saying that it was racist, even though he has this disease. It has to come from somewhere. Why did he use that word at this moment while the black people were up there? A lot of people were upset saying he didn't say anything about the other people. That's not true. He did. He was talking about the white people. He was talking about women. He has Tourette's. I don't think he's in control of his tics. Tourette's is when you have outbursts with things that trigger you. I'm not sure what triggers someone with Tourette's, but I do know that they don't choose the things that they're going to shout. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me. I don't understand why people are like calling this dude like racist.
Let me explain to you why they're calling him racist.
Please.
Okay, because he's a white man
with
Tourette's, screaming out the N-word while black men are presenting an award.
And what does Tourette's make you do?
All right, Tourette's makes you do things. You got something to say? Now you got something to say.
Oh, now she got something to say.
I done said she should sit over there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like now you got something to say. I love you anyway, but
I love you anyway.
I just want it on film I just want it on film in case anyone brings up again that we did suggest Desiree go over there and sit. Okay. Matter of fact, Des, give me.
I'm just a girl is racist.
The I'm just a girl
is racist.
The I'm just a girl got to stop. Desi.
What I have to say is, I get where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Why, when these other people were on this stage, if the N-word is your trigger, because sometimes they just say stuff to say stuff because they're just triggered.
Yeah.
Why were you not saying that when Sarah or Jennifer, whoever, was on this stage? Yes, you may have said the B word. He also said F off. He also said boring. Like,
was the C word used at all? Because I mean, what people
their word?
I don't know. But
I don't know.
It's the closest to
I don't know.
But you
a racial slur as I can think.
You're not saying these. You're specifically saying these things when you see black men on the stage, and that's what makes it questionable. Nobody is saying anything about like you can't. We all know Tourette's is the type of disease or disability that it is that you just say stuff. And most of the things that they say are
inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate. It's kind of crazy how inappropriate some of the things are. And a lot of people do write it off. But you can't help as a black person in this particular climate to sit here and be like, why you saying this when those are the ones who are on the stage? You can't be upset at people, Austin, or trying to
negate the
feelings when it's there. Why are you saying this when it's black men on the stage?
And granted, I always say two things can be true at the same time, right? You can have a disability, you could be a special needs person, right? And you can also be wrong. You could be wrong. Like, it's wrong for you to use that word as a white person regardless. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care why. It's wrong is wrong, my G. Wrong is wrong.
Yo.
Now, Now, and this is also where I don't understand. Granted, I will say I don't know everything about Tourette's. Right?
Oh.
I do know. You don't either. Okay?
I know.
Okay. I also know that there are things that trigger them, tick them, or whatever like that. My point is that why is that word in your vocabulary enough for you?
You losing me with that. I don't even understand how that's a point for you.
You don't have to. You could have called them anything else. You called a white person boring. If you called a white person boring, why you couldn't call them boring? You know what I'm saying? You called a white person something else. Why you couldn't call them? You could call you. I would have even been better if he would have said F off to them. You told somebody else to F off. Okay, tell them to F off. But the fact that you were sitting here and using the N word, right, does not excuse it being wrong, even if you have a condition. I said the same thing. My son is a special needs kid, okay? If my son hauls off on somebody, right, he wrong. He wrong. Now, Leaky might have had a good reason. You know what I'm saying? But he's still wrong. He could have chose to do something else. And that's where I think your argument is that they don't get to choose what the tick is. And that's fine. But that don't mean that it's still not wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's where
he's wrong. And he can't be racist. Two things can be true
for a reason.
Two things can be true at the same time.
He apologized for a reason because he is aware that what he
apologized
said,
because he knows that it was offensive to other people. He knows his condition is offensive to other people. So yeah, you would apologize. That doesn't mean that he think he was being racist. He said a word to him. I understand what your point.
But why are you making it as if like we can't be like what? What the hell?
Because you know this, both of y'all and the people that are talking about this out there understand what Tourette. Everybody doesn't understand what Tourette says, I guess. But you know what Tourette.
I can still scratch my head and be like, "What the hell?" I can still do
but
that.
it's not. But that's not what they doing out there. They saying he shouldn't even be at the awards if he has Tourette.
Now
they saying stuff like
that.
The guy, he was literally at the award show because there was a documentary done on him about his Tourette's.
Yeah.
He's sitting. That's why he's sitting there for all the people saying, "Oh, why is this guy even there if he says stuff like that and does stuff like that?" The conversations that are happening online are. Man, what was that? That might have been a little racist. It is for sure this guy is racist. Once again, we are being stood on and trampled upon. And it's like, bro, the dude has Tourette's. He does not choose which words he's going to scream out and embarrass himself. You think when he was sitting there saying the other stuff that it was great? That the women weren't looking at him crazy when he was shouting at the women? He was doing something. His disease embarrasses him. It is an embarrassing thing. He just sat there and did the most embarrassing thing somebody that's white and public facing existed in this space could do. Why would he intentionally do that?
No one's saying
but I'm not
intentional.
talking about. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. That is the conversation that's happening when I was saying, "Yo, okay, I'm not feeling the conversation." That is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you shouldn't be like, "Huh, that was weird." The reason why I thought it was a little funny because I was just like, "Yo, nobody would ever do this if they had any control over themselves." Nobody. This is like being at the Oscars and screaming out "F you" in words while Michael B. Jordan is grabbing an award. Nobody would do that. You know the only reason it happened is because of his disease, so why are you angry? What is there to be angry about? Somebody with a disease did something that people with a disease did.
Let's keep it real. If a white person just sat there and just called you the N-word and it just kind of comes up, like you're not expecting that. You're going to feel an offense to a degree because you getting called an N-word.
Not if I know that he has Tourette's.
It doesn't matter. If you don't know, he may not. If you're on a stage and you're sitting here working and you're trying to present an award and you're in the moment and then you randomly hear the N-word, it is a little offsetting.
But he was there the whole time. They were there the whole time.
But what I'm saying, when you just if we were walking in this street randomly and somebody called us the N-word, there's going to be a certain type
jarring.
of it's
yeah,
a certain type
in that
of fire
situation,
that kind of comes up upon you when somebody just randomly called you the N-word, regardless if it's Tourette's or not. So just understand, like it just looks and it seems crazy to just when you see black men on the stage. That's what you decide.
I agree.
That's your tick.
I would agree with you that it'd be like, whoa, why would that happen? But in this, since that's not what happened, I will just put it in their context. Their context is they knew this guy has Tourette's. He's been there the whole show saying stuff to people that go on stage. Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan didn't react because they knew who it was and they know why it happened. You don't think if either one of them didn't know that was going on, they would have addressed it?
Is there anything that you read that says
That they knew?
Not that they knew, but I mean that it just kind of was like a shoulder shrug.
Just watching what they did. I'm not.
When you look at the video, what their reaction is just kind of like take a pause, breathe,
and then they just kept going.
And they kept it moving
because they knew it was him because he had been shouting at people the whole time.
But what I'm saying is, and please drop a comment when you watch this. Let us know what you think. I think that even if you know what's happening, you can still be offended.
Dog, the conversation around this is getting dark.
You can still be offended. And regardless, white people have done so much to black people. It don't matter if the man got Tourette's or not. All right? You disrespecting a black person on the stage overtly, right? Again, if his tick would have been, if you can't control it, cool. But we can still be upset at what happened, right? And you can take the stance that you shouldn't be upset because you know this man has a disability and he's not doing it intentionally, okay? But unintentional racism is still racism.
Can I read you a tweet from the people that think like you?
Sure, we got to go.
I'm sympathetic to Tourette's, but why is it always white people with disabilities that do S-word and black people are just assumed to give them grace? If John Davidson knew he had a history of shouting racial slurs, why show up and possibly make POC uncomfortable? Come on.
I don't know. See, I don't agree. Don't lump me in because you're saying that he shouldn't even. They're saying that why should he even be in the spot? And I'm not saying he shouldn't be in a spot. I'm just saying that when you do some stuff, it's going to offend some people, and you got to be okay with that. And you got to be okay with the backlash. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying
I don't think he's okay with the backlash since he didn't choose to shout.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't be there, though.
I'm saying
this person is saying that
even in what you just said though, you should be expecting backlash and all of that. I don't think he should expect backlash since I have Tourette's and have no control over when I shout.
So pretty much he thinks that black people should be like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a pass because
I don't think that he probably doesn't think anything about it. He probably doesn't want to be in that situation.
No one said he wants to be in there, but he in there. So what I'm saying is your argument is that he thinks that black people should just give him a pass.
I would think that anybody with special needs would think that they deserve a pass. It's not about black people or any other color of people.
Okay.
To me, anybody that has a special needs that makes them do things involuntarily probably should expect some sort of understanding on the other end or whatever they do and say.
I think grace should be given to all people. What I am saying is that doesn't mean that doesn't take away the sting from the offense.
Tourette's is involuntary, yes, but black people's dignity shouldn't be trashed in front of the world audience to raise awareness of it. BAFTA should have been aware of the risk and made steps to prevent it.
We gotta go. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what you think. It's Voice in the Streets on WAL.